pick out some crazy topics for you guys. But first, let me talk to you about this blood work special. As you guys know, it is Black Friday. So, there's specials everywhere. There's specials online, there's specials at stores. Right here at Titan Medical, we have a huge blood work special for Black Friday. $200 for a full panel for females and only $130 full panel for males. Now, I know you guys are hearing, why is it more for females and males? Females require a little bit more testing, so that's why it's always a little bit more. But again, only $200. You're saving about $100 as opposed to going to other places, whether you get the male or the female. So guys, call in today, 727-389-3220. Take advantage of the blood work special. And again, $200 for women, $130 for men. We service all 50 states except for Idaho. So if you're not here in Tampa, just call that number. We'll get you connected to someone close by to you, whether it's a blood work service closest to you. We'll write the ticket on it. You'll go there, get your blood work done. And then once we get the results back, our medical providers will call you, go over with you, and you can take it from there. But very important, guys, blood work. Don't Google search your symptoms. Don't ask questions of your friends and family. Actually get the blood work done to figure out what's going on inside your body. A lot of times people, they'll have a headache, they'll automatically think, oh, let me just ask Google what it is. It might be my blood pressure. It might be nothing at all. So you want to get your blood work done just to make sure you're not misdiagnosing things. Because when you misdiagnose, then you start taking other things you shouldn't be taking. And again, the problem doesn't get fixed. It just gets worse and worse. So guys, if you go to, or girls, if you go to the car and you go to the mechanic and they hook your car up to the diagnostics to figure out what's wrong with it, that's basically what the blood work's doing within your body. It's telling us what's going on with your body, why are you feeling the way you're feeling, and what we can do to help you make you look and feel your absolute best. Because it's all about looking good and feeling good. Because if you look good but you don't feel good, you're not going to be able to take advantage of looking good. So you want to look good and feel good, make sure you're healthy, as always. Let me jump on here real quick and see if I got anybody on my, let's get some shout outs on here real quick. Let's see who's on here right now. System's a little slow, bear with me for 1 second. We got S1895, we got Bab Barley 7042. We got Revolution Apparel, great point, Drew, thank you very much. We got Esquibo on here, Zeta Boss 2000, got a lot of people clicking in right now on the live. So again, guys, Michael Howard just joined as well too, shout out to Michael. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, shoot me the questions on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. Shauna's on here, I know Shauna always has good questions. But yeah, just shoot me questions as the show is going on. And again, I'm gonna talk about therapy of the week and some topics that I picked out that are kind of interesting for you guys. But in the meantime, if I see questions come up, that's my favorite part of the thing. So I'll jump right to the questions. Revolution Apparel is asking, are you cold and did you eat too much stuffing? Actually, yeah, I'm a little bit cold. You guys see me in a sweatsuit today. I'm not sure the temperature outside. It's probably like 55 or 60, which is cold to me. Florida, we're kind of spoiled down here. Anything below 75, I'm cold, and I'm in a hooded sweatshirt. So I don't know what's cold to you, but it's cold to me today. And yeah, I ate a lot yesterday. Not stuffing, but I ate a lot of food. Still kind of full. I'm probably gonna eat some more today. But yeah, what did you guys eat? How much did you eat? And did anybody do anything crazy? Any crazy amount of calories that they did? I know a few years back I did 20,000 calories and I documented it, which was stuff I used to do back in the day. But if anybody had any crazy recipes or crazy stories, or even if it's like some drama where the turkey got burned or whatever, I love hearing crazy stuff like that. So shoot it to me as I'm going on. Let's see what else we got. Can TRT cause blood clot issues in some individuals? I haven't known it to, but again, I don't want to give you information that's 100% accurate. I haven't heard of blood clots coming from TRT. I've heard of blood clots coming from people that are misusing their testosterone dosage. If they're taking more than they should be, not through a medical provider, if they're taking massive doses, not monitoring it, that could cause some issues. But again, I haven't heard of any issues of blood clots from TRT, if it's done the right way. If there's anybody out there that has heard of it, let me know about it, because I always like to hear new things. But I haven't heard of any blood clot issues if it's done the right way with TRT, no. Shauna Purcell says your drip. Yeah, a little Titan drip today. Got the Nike Titan sweatsuit with the matching pants. I don't know, you guys know I love my hoodies and my sweatsuits. So Shauna Purcell said, so thank you. I appreciate that. Salam's on here. Richard Lifts, Mama. MGMDV's on here. Kempo, you're welcome for answering a question. Any more questions, guys? That's my favorite thing to do is answer questions. So, guys, bring them to me. Ladies, bring them to me as fast as you can, and I'll get back to you. Let me see if there's any more on here before I jump to these topics. How was your Thanksgiving, everybody out there? What did you guys do? Did you go out of town? Did you stay in? What was the weather like? Yeah. Thanksgiving is usually my favorite time of year because all you have to do is eat. You're not required to pretty much, there's no stress with Thanksgiving,
Exactly.
Christmas and all that. If you have loved ones, girlfriend, wife, whatever, you always have to think of something to do. Thanksgiving is like, let me just relax, watch some football and eat. So it's one of my favorite holidays. I know it's men's favorite holiday for sure because there's not too much planning going on. Just a bunch of sitting around eating stuff that we love to do. So it was a good day. Semi-glutide or terzapeptide, Revolution Apparel is asking. Depends what you want to do. If you haven't tried either of the two, I would recommend semi-glutide first. And then the next step would be the ultimate, which is terzapeptide. Semi-glutides pretty much slow your digestion down a little bit. It's an injectable therapy. It's only $550 for 10 weeks. Now, people hear $550 are automatically like, wait, $550? Yeah, but it's for 10 weeks, so you're really only paying $55 a week. It's an injectable therapy. We're almost guaranteed to lose weight, regardless of diet or exercise. But once you add that diet or exercise, it makes it even more. So I haven't heard of anybody not losing weight on semi-glutide. But again, it is overall body mass. So if you're a bodybuilder and you already have a low body fat percentage, you might want to be careful. It becomes catabolic and starts chewing away at your muscles. So that's one thing to just take note of. Bodybuilders are always trying to get more shredded, this and that. You don't want to take away from the muscles. So if you have a high body fat, you have a lot of water in your body, it's going to help a lot with overall body mass index. But again, be careful if you don't want to lose your muscle. Shauna asks, what are your thoughts on Erectritude Triple G? I don't know what that is, so I can't give you information about that. If you want to just give me an idea of what it is, I'll look into it. I'm kind of like I like anything that has to do with medicine or pharmaceuticals or health or fitness. So now that I heard that, I'm probably going to go home and read on it. But again, I don't know what that is, so I can't answer. I'm not going to give any answers. I'm not going to guess ever on anything. So Hulk Squad, Big Dru, what's up? Happy Friday. Yes, Hulk Squad. Shout out to Hulk Squad as well. Adam's on here, Max Power. Anybody other questions real quick? Let's see what we got on here. It's pretty much it for questions for right now. Again, guys, keep shooting them to me. I'm gonna jump into one of our topics today. I already talked about the Black Friday special, which is $200 for females, $130 for males. We service all 50 states. Call 727-389-3220, and we can take care of that for you. If you guys are in Idaho, that's the only state we don't service. But again, if you have someone in a neighboring state, we can take care of everything with them. That's completely legal, and then they can get it to you as well. So we'll get everybody as long as you're in the U.S. And we know we currently don't do anything international as of yet. So we appreciate everybody who tunes in internationally, even though you guys can't get the Titan products. You guys are loyal viewers, and I appreciate all of you guys. So first, one of my topics today, because it is the holidays and a lot of people are drinking. I'm not a drinker, but I know a lot of people are drinking, a lot of people are driving, a lot of people are having to drink one night and recover the next day and go to a family function or an event or work. So how to prevent a hangover and 3 ways to treat a hangover. So the first one will be drink on a full stomach. Very important. Now that doesn't mean force feed yourself and then go drink alcohol because it's going to make you sick. But you want your stomach to be full the day or the night before you start drinking. And you don't want to be drinking on an empty stomach where it just fumes. There's nothing to soak up the alcohol. So again, the night or the day before you drink, make sure you're eating quality foods. Make sure your stomach is full but not over full where you're going to feel sick. And that's a very, very important thing, to make sure you're drinking not on a full stomach, but with food in your stomach. You don't want to, be running on fumes, so to speak. So make sure you have food in your stomach. Second one, stay hydrated as well. So you want to be hydrated. You want to make sure you have plenty of food in your system. So as long as you're hydrated and you have food in your system, it's going to prevent your hangover from being as bad. If you don't have anything in your system, you guys get that drinking feeling where you're drinking, you start feeling weird, it's because there's nothing going on to soak up that. So Stay hydrated. Make sure you're drinking fluids throughout the day. A day or two before you start drinking. Make sure you're eating a day or two before you start drinking. So stay hydrated. Make sure you have a full stomach. Pick beer, wine, or spirits with fewer additives. So in other words, if you go drink a mixed drink and it has like food color, sugar, fruit juice flavoring, and all the extra stuff, it's going to be worse. So you want to have drinks with less additives, or just straight drinks. Now, I know tequila, I'm not even a drinker, but I've done a lot of research on this. I know tequila is one of the safest, one of the best, tequila and whiskey are like the cleanest, if you can call them clean, alcohols to drink, and those would be straight. So if you guys are going to have alcohol in moderation, make sure it's something that doesn't have additives. Make sure it's tequila or whiskey, or even if it's beer, wine, or spirits, make sure it's as clean with least amount of stuff in it as possible. And the last thing, abstain. Obviously, I mean, obviously if you don't drink, you're not going to have a hangover. I didn't drink at all yesterday. I feel great today. So, and I'm probably not going to drink at all during the holidays at all. I'm not a drinker like that. I may have a toast here and there to be polite, but it's just not my thing. But again, if you guys are worried about being hungover, you don't have to drink. A lot of times people automatically think that, you know, oh, it's a holiday or this and that. I just have to because it's a holiday. You know, a lot of times people get a bunch of family members or friends. They see someone else with a drink, they automatically think they have to take it. You don't have to take that drink. You can sip some water, you can sip some juice, sip some soda. You don't have to necessarily drink just because everyone else does. So if you're really, really worried about being hungover, just don't drink. A lot of times, like I said earlier, people have a family function on like a Friday. Then the next day they go to another family member's house. Then the next day they may have an event to go to. So if you're going to be drinking all 3 days, after that first day, the next 2 days are going to be unenjoyable. So do it within moderation, or again, abstain, don't drink at all. And that's another way you can prevent it. Now, how are you going to treat a hangover if you already have one? Say if you didn't drink enough, if you didn't drink enough water, if you didn't drink enough food, eat enough food, If you didn't eat enough food or drink enough water, chances are you're going to feel like crap the next day from drinking. So what could you do? Drinking coffee. Yes, believe it or not, drinking coffee can speed up your recovery. It just does. I'm not sure exactly why it does, but it's proven fact that it will speed up your recovery. Electrolytes are huge. What do I mean by electrolytes? You can get those from bananas. You can get those from Pedialyte. Pedialyte is a children's drink that's safe to drink. It's high in electrolytes, has a little bit of sodium in it, vitamins and stuff like that. So if you guys get some Pedialyte or the generic Pedialyte, that works as well too. And again, drink as much water as you can. So say it's today, you're hungover, you're feeling like crap. First thing you want to do, have a cup of coffee. Have a couple cups throughout the day. Next thing you want to do is make sure you're drinking electrolytes, whether it's Pedialyte, eat some bananas. And then last thing you want to do is be drinking the water all day long. Don't sit there and chug a jug of water and then feel full. You want to slowly sip throughout the day and just keep your body hydrated, keep the electrolytes in you, and again, a couple sips of coffee. So those are pretty much the ways you can prevent a hangover, and those are the ways that you can treat a hangover once it happens. Again, if you don't drink, you're pretty much not going to have to worry about it. But again, guys, be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. It's the holidays. Everyone drinking and driving all crazy, and this and that. So be careful with that. And again, just be safe about it. You don't want to have that sick feeling. A lot of times people, they ask me why I don't drink. I said, I don't understand the point in paying money to get sick. So I see people all the time, they spend hundreds of dollars on drinks in the club, and then the next morning they wake up and they're sick. So they literally paid hundreds of dollars to get sick. It just doesn't make sense to me. So if you don't want to have that problem, just don't drink at all. Or again, make sure you got food or water in your system. Let me see what we got. Any more questions on here? Revolution Apparel says, for someone looking to get fit and trim, what would you do for a workout? That depends person to person. If the person has a lot of body fat and they're overweight, say 50 plus pounds overweight, and I don't mean overweight meaning they have a lot of muscle. I mean if they're have a lot of body fat, they're technically have a lot of body fat percentage. Obviously diet's gonna help, number one. I always tell people, if you get your food right before you get your gym right. And for a workout, it just depends. Everyone's different. Some people better off low carbs, some people high carbs, some people better off stairs, better off walking or even running. Just do what works best for you. But again, trial and error is the best thing you do. I learned so many things over the years on my body just doing it myself. I would sit there and read hours and hours and then be like, you know, let me just try it myself. And I would try it and I would see otherwise. So trial and error is the best thing. Find foods that digest well, that's going to go in and out of you, not just stick around in your stomach. Pound the water, and again, lower your carbs and sugar and sodium. Let's see. What else we got? Terzapeptide plus glucagon. Okay. What's the best way to increase appetite if that's a problem? MK677. It's the number one way to increase your appetite. MK677's an oral capsule we have here at Titan Medical. It is still currently available. So if you guys have been hearing about all the peptide buzz, it's not being available. It is currently available. It's a capsule. It's going to make you hungry, more hungry than you've ever been. It's going to make you gain muscle and make you gain a little bit of size too. So if you guys are looking to increase your appetite, taking one yesterday would have been perfect because you would have been eating all day long that Thanksgiving food. But the single thing that I would recommend that increases appetite more than anything I've ever done, I would say MK677. Now, when you take MK677, if you're eating too much and it becomes a problem, then just take it at nighttime. That way, it's going to help you sleep better, and you're not going to have that crazy appetite because you're going to be sleeping throughout the night. But if you want to boost it, first thing in the morning, take MK677, and then just get ready to eat, and make sure you don't have any junk in front of you because that's going to get eaten up too. Yep. IR Security Corps says another way is don't drink at all. Yep, that's the number one way to do. Abstain, you'd be good to go. Shout out to Victoria on here. Pitbull, I'm going through questions, guys. What Titan peptides for fat burn? Shauna Purcell just asked that question. For fat burn, okay, we have an array of stuff for fat burn. I'll break them down for you. The first one will be ECA Plus. ECA Plus is ephedra, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and choline, and that's in a capsule. You would take that basically before you work out or just once a day. It's gonna give you a little bit of energy with the 200 milligrams of caffeine. The ephedrine HCl is going to speed up your metabolism, and that's the fat burning effects. B12 has plenty of benefits, and chromium. So ECA Plus will be the first step. Next one up, AOD 9604. AOD 9604 is an injectable peptide that can also be a capsule. So if you guys call about AOD 9604 and you say, yeah, I want to take it, but I just wish it was in a capsule, we can do it that way too. As always, I recommend the injectable. AOD 9604 is an injectable therapy. It's actually proven to actually burn fat in laboratory studies. So it is going to burn the fat off of you. It's not as strong as semaglutide, so it'll be like the next step up from ECA. And again, it's injectable or a capsule, so it's pretty easy to take. It's very effective. And again, it's in water-based injectable, so you're not going to have to worry about any pain during the injections. Next step up is probably the most popular, famous one right now, would be semaglutide. We call it here Aries, that's our name for it, but the active ingredient is semaglutide. Semaglutide is an injectable. Again, it's $550 for 10 weeks, so it's only $55 a week, and you're pretty much guaranteed to lose weight. It's going to slow your digestion down within your system. So when your digestion is slower, it's making you not as hungry, but you're still getting the nutrients because it's digestion. So it's not like a gastric bypass where they just cut your stomach down and you get full quick. It's actually slowing the digestion down. So it's still good digestion going on. It just slows it down. So you're going to get hungry less frequent, and you're going to stay full longer. And again, that's regardless of diet or exercise. So once you add the diet and exercise, it's just next level. Next step up from that would be the king, the queen, the number one thing, terzapeptide. Terzapeptide is the newest thing we have here for Titan, fat burning. It's stronger than semaglutide, believe it or not. I thought semaglutide would be the strongest thing. Now we have terzapeptide. That's probably the number one thing you could take right now for fat loss. No nauseous feeling with terzapeptide. And again, it's the newest thing we have, so a lot of people don't know about it yet. But if you're looking for the top-notch, absolute best fat burner, terzapeptide. And then the first entry-level one will be ECA+. Let's see what else. If I took that, I need a Revolution Apparel says, if he took MK677, he would need a plumber. Yeah, all that eating, yeah, you might need a plumber. Okay, let me see. Never said I wanted to get blood work, but probably can't get around to do it for a few more weeks, but wanted to jump on. Um, how old are you? First off, I just want to know how old you are. I can't tell from the picture. Um, if you want to get blood work done, we do blood work all the time here. Today is the special um, where it's 130 for males and 200 for females. But if you have to wait a couple weeks, give me a shout out in my DMs. I might be able to take care of that for you. But if not, the regular rate will be in effect, which is still lower than most places. So a lot of times, places say they do a full panel, but is it really a full panel? Like, what are they really testing? Ours is a full panel. We're testing everything. There's not things you're not going to find other places that aren't on our tests. We test for everything, and it's literally almost $100 cheaper than other places without the discount. So again, never some. If you need some, it's always going to be cheaper here at Titan. He said he's interested in MK677. I love MK677. He said, any big deal if I start taking that before I get my blood work done? Yes, I wouldn't recommend taking it before you get your blood work done. I wouldn't recommend taking anything that's not over the counter. Actually, some of the over the counter stuff too, I'd recommend getting your blood work done. Always get your blood work done first and foremost before you start anything, just to figure out where you're at. Because again, you don't want to be wasting your money or doing something that's damaging to your body just for what the mirror says. You don't want to do that. So I would definitely recommend get blood work, but you're gonna love MK677. Twins Lifestyle said, what's up, what's up? Traveling next few weeks. Safe travels. All right, let's jump into the next topic. Next topic, insomnia, something I deal with. Insomnia may be linked to a higher risk of heart attack, study says. Yeah, so, pretty self-explanatory. People that aren't sleeping have a higher risk of heart attacks. Now, when I look at all the people that I've known that have had heart attacks, and even though it's bad to say all the people I've known, a lot of them are people that don't sleep that much, if I think about it. It's people that are usually going out at night, or people usually working at night, or people that are usually just, not sleeping all the time, and then next thing you know, they're pounding energy drinks all day long, and then next thing you know, they have some type of heart problem. So, myself included, I don't really sleep as much as I should. I try to get my naps, but when I saw this, I was kind of like, whoa, it's very important to get more sleep. It says insomnia is 1 out of 10 people have insomnia. So it's not just, super rare. And it says that pretty much everyone experiences insomnia at some point in their life, but estimate that 1 in 2 adults experience insomnia at some point, maybe in short term because of stressful moments. So a lot of times people have stress, and that's why they're not sleeping, but then you have people that are just insomniacs, where it doesn't matter if they're happy, they're not, they're just not sleeping. Now those people need to make sure they're getting their sleep, because again, it's associated with a lot of heart attacks. If your heart is being overworked, then pretty much for extended period of time without getting any type of rest, it's kind of like a muscle. If it's getting overworked without any type of rest, it's going to break down. So your muscle, the heart is literally going to break down if it's not getting the proper rest. Now, what is an insomniac? Someone who has difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep, or waking up early and unable to go back to sleep. So if you're that person, figure out what you need to do to get your sleep on point. Maybe get your blood work checked. Who knows? It might be something hormonal. But again, figure out ways to get better sleep. Figure out ways to not drink caffeine late at night. Or, if it's a stress level, figure out ways to deal with the stress first, and then maybe you'll sleep better. They say people sleep good when they have no worries. So take the worries away and you'll sleep a lot better. But yeah, sleep is definitely associated with heart attacks. It's very imperative that you get your sleep. Very, very imperative. Even more so after reading this, I'm going to be more on point with my sleep. I get busy, or I'm up late, or I'm checking emails. I need to make sure I stay asleep. Any questions on here? Strength Addicts on here. Shout out to Christian on here. Just joined. Yeah, my iPad's completely froze. Let me see. Okay. Anybody else? Questions? Jump into the next one. Real quick. This one will be real quick. It was just something when I was going through skimming, I saw it, and it kind of jumped out at me. It kind of made me think a little bit that it says more than 40% of transgender adults in the U.S. have attempted suicide.
Wow.
So I don't have anything against transgender people first and foremost. I mean, if you want to do what you want to do, I'm cool with everybody. So that's the first thing. I don't have any problems with gay people. I don't have any problems with transgender. Do whatever you want to do. But that's kind of alarming that I saw that. 40%, it's almost half of people that are transgender have attempted suicide. Now, you know me, I always pick out captions and pick out words within a title. The thing that struck me most wasn't the 40%, it was the attempted. So that means 40% have attempted. What percentage have thought about it? You know, what percentage are thinking about it daily? Is it high? Is it 80%? So almost half of the people have attempted to take their life. So I'm assuming it's even more than that have, you know, it says 56% have engaged in non-suicidal self-injury. So over half of these people have done non-suicidal self-injury, and 40% have actually tried to take their life. There's something going on there. I don't know what it is, but something needs to be fixed. I really can't exactly explain what it is. It just jumped out at me when I saw that. I don't know if people know that already. I didn't know it was that bad. Just to give you guys an idea, nearly 1/3 of transgender individuals reported hazardous drinking. Among transgender adults, 44% reported recent suicidal ideation. 82% of transgender people have accessed formal mental health care. And transgender non-binary people were 4 times more likely to engage in hazardous drinking compared to other I mean, that could be anybody. Compared to transgender men, transgender non-binary people were 4 times more likely to report problematic drug use, 3 times more likely to experience serious psychological distress, 6 times more likely to have recent thought about suicide. So again, I'm not sure exactly what the issue is, but that needs to be fixed. That needs to be monitored. We need to start treating transgender people better, I guess. I mean, maybe if they're not being, you know, teased and all that stuff all day long, then they probably won't have those type of issues. I mean, I can only try to think for them. But it's very important, guys, to not damage people by making fun of people. We don't realize how bad it is when we say stuff to people, especially us being men. You know, we hear stuff, we whatever, and we go home and stress about it. So it's very important not to, you know, tease people because of what lifestyle they decide to pick and this and that. I mean, it's crazy to think that 40% have attempted suicide. And with the youth, I know with the youth, it was 1 in 4 youth, transgender youth have attempted suicide. So it's even going down in the youth. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be monitored. We need to figure out a way to keep transgender people more, you know, happy and wanting to be here and all that stuff. So real quick, I just want to put that out there. It was kind of alarming. Almost half of them have attempted that. Let me see. Shauna Purcell says, thank you. I have to keep chasing the teens shopping in the mall. LOL. Not sure you meant by that. She's probably out Black Friday shopping. Everybody's out Black Friday shopping right now. So I want to know who's jumping on this blood work. That's what I want to know. Who's jumping on the $130 or $200 blood work special right now? I mean, that's crazy. You guys get a husband and wife call in. Wife gets it for $200. Husband gets it for $130, $330 for both people. Now I know most places females pay over $330 just for themselves. So you can get like a couple's deal today for the same price as normal female blood work. So jump on it, guys. 727-389-3220. We service all 50 states except for Idaho. But if you're in Idaho, give us a call. We might be able to work something out. We can ship it to someone closest to you. And that's completely legal in our corners here at Titan Medical. Let me just jump on, make sure we don't have anybody else on here. Now, we had a great event last week. We had 2 great events last week. We had the Cars and Couture. That was the first night here in Tampa at the museum. Great fashion show, great setup, great venue. The outside looked great. Everything looked good. Even the picture booth and the cars and everything was great. So thank you to Cars and Couture for having us. We were a sponsor there. The models walked the runway. I walked the runway, modeled some of the formal Titan wear. And then the next night, that night, I went straight out to Orlando. For the next day, it was Ritz-Carlton at the Ritz-Carlton for the Festivals of Speed. That is probably the biggest most luxurious car show we do. It's at the Ritz right in back. There was Lamborghinis, McLarens, Bugattis. There was plenty of $1 million cars. It was a great time. It was perfect weather. And shout out to that VIP section too. It took care of me. Had some good food over there too. So you know I love my food. So that was a great weekend. Cars and Couture Festival Speed. I'll keep you guys updated. There's more events coming on. Tune in every week because the events change. We add stuff almost every other week. So tune in next week. I do this every week, Tight Lifestyle at 2 p.m. You guys can check us on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're everywhere. YouTube, make sure you hit the bell so you notify the videos like this. And I also have a podcast, Tight Lifestyle Podcast too. So hit the podcast button. You can listen to me whenever you want. Listen to all the shows I've done. I've done almost 200 shows now. You can listen to all of them. Go back. If you have questions, a lot of your questions can be answered by listening to the podcast over again. So I will see you guys next week. I'll see you for Tight Lifestyle. I'm Big Dru. I'll be back at 2 p.m. every week. Guys, get your questions ready. Girls, get your questions ready. I love questions. Get them ready for next week. I'll try to answer as many as I can. And again, if you guys have my Instagram, go into my DMs, shoot me a question. Every once in a while, I'll go through and try to answer as best I can. I'll be back next week. Have a safe weekend. If you guys drink responsibly. And if you don't want to be hungover, don't drink at all. Big Dru, Tight Medical. See you next week. I'm out.